It's Thursday, the 17th of November, 2022. Welcome to the Fast Five by Fear and Greed, Australia's most popular business podcast, where we give you the top 5 business stories you need to know in just 5 minutes. I'm Michael Thompson, and good morning, Adam Lang.
Good morning, Michael.
Adam, 5 big stories to get through this morning. Let's jump into it. Story number 1, he is back. Maybe. Donald Trump is launching a bid to be the president again. The former leader held a primetime event from his Mar-a-Lago estate in Florida yesterday, confirming a presidential bid for 2024. It was quite a long, I suppose you'd say wide-ranging speech that really kind of played to a lot of the themes of the past: migrants, COVID, and foreign interference in elections.
Now, Michael, it's not a done deal that Trump will be the Republican nominee for 2024. The party had been expected to do very well at the midterm elections last week, and that just didn't happen. A lot of Donald Trump's hand-picked candidates failed in their bid for election, and his main rival for the candidacy, Florida Governor Ron DeSantis, was one of the few standout performers for the party. It's going to be an interesting couple of years. First, to see whether Trump wins the candidacy, then to see whether he can make it back to the White House.
Yeah, sure will be fascinating. On to story number 2 now, Adam. Food delivery service Deliveroo Australia has gone into administration and is pulling out of the local market. The company, known for its large network of delivery riders, announced late yesterday that the local arm of the UK-based company has ceased operations, meaning customers can no longer place orders via its app for delivery. Deliveroo has cited a tough trading environment with consumers spending less as the cost of living rises.
Michael, the company has appointed Mentha as administrators, saying it can't maintain its position in the market without a disproportionate level of investment, which would have highly uncertain returns. Deliveroo started here in 2015, growing its network to include more than 12,000 partner restaurants, 15,000 riders and 120 staff. But in recent years, Uber Eats has dominated the market, and rivals Menulog and DoorDash have also overtaken Deliveroo, pushing that company into 4th place. So far this year, Deliveroo has also pulled out of the Netherlands and Spain.
Yeah, it's a tough market. Story number 3, Medibank chairman Mike Wilkins has defended the insurer's conduct during the recent cyber attack that compromised 10 million people's private health data. Mr. Wilkins addressed shareholders at the company's annual general meeting and said Medibank was committed to doing the right thing from the outset.
Yes, Michael, he said, we believe our processes were robust, although clearly not robust enough. Medibank also reaffirmed its intention not to pay a US $10 million ransom demand. CEO David Koskar told shareholders that there's no doubt that rejecting the ransom demand was the right thing to do.
Story number 4, Adam, which is really 2 big stories about economics rolled into one. Wages growth has picked up. Average private sector pay rises hit 4.3% in the September quarter, leaving annual wages growing at the fastest pace in a decade. Half of workers outside of the government received a pay rise.
That's right, Michael. And of course, with inflation running at 7.3%, real wages are still falling in that the cost of living is increasing faster than people's pay. And the other economic story is a bit of a warning. The International Monetary Fund has warned that Australia's economic growth next year will fall to just 1.7%.
Yeah, the IMF says persistent inflation or a faster than expected decline in house prices could even push the economy into recession. Finally, Adam, story number 5, Steve Jobs, Apple founder, was never really known as much of a fashion icon. He wore the same black turtleneck and jeans and sneakers every day, but something you might not have known is he was also a big fan of Birkenstock sandals. In fact, an undisclosed buyer has bought a well-worn pair of the Apple founder's brown suede sandals for, get this, $218,750 US. Not surprisingly, it has been called the highest price ever paid for a pair of sandals at auction.
Steve Jobs wore the 2-strap Arizona Birk sandals when he hatched the beginnings of Apple Computer in his Los Altos garage in 1976. Birkenstocks have become something of a fashion icon over the years. The company began in Germany in 1774 before becoming associated with the hippie movement in America in the 1960s. They then rose to cult status after being worn by 90s supermodel Kate Moss as a teenager. Apparently, she also wore Arizona Birks, the same type of sandals as Steve Jobs.
There you go. The top 5 business stories in 5 minutes. Thank you, Adam.
Thank you, Michael.
It's Thursday, the 17th of November, 2022. Remember to hit follow and don't forget to check out our new podcast, How Do They Afford That? There is an episode out right now looking at how to deal with credit card debt. You'll find How Do They Afford That wherever you listen to podcasts or at fearandgreed.com.au. I'm Michael Thompson, and that was the Fast Five by Fear and Greed. Have a great day.